السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Inshallah, today we're going to talk about the what we call the great existential questions, the big questions that we ask, everybody ask. Why? Who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? So these big questions that everybody can, like anyone, Muslim or non-Muslim, ask. And there is a lot of answer to these questions. But the questions, the real answers to these questions, as a Muslim, we look for it in the Quran and in the Sunnah. And Alhamdulillah, as we see and as we understand from the Quran, that any creation, all the creation of Allah Azza wa Jal, that Allah Azza wa Jal has a reason to create all in each creation, small or big, in this world that we see, we can see, or we cannot see. Allah Azza wa Jal has put a reason for any creation in this world. And Allah Azza wa Jal has responded to those questions in the Quran, in many ayat. Allah Azza wa Jal has said in the Quran, أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّ اللَّهَ يَسْجُدُ لَهُ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَالشَّمْسُ وَالْقَمَرُ وَالنُّجُومُ وَالْجِبَالُ وَالشَّجَرُ وَالدَّوَابُ وَكَثِيرٌ مِنَ النَّاسِ وَكَثِيرٌ حَقَّ عَلَيْهِ الْعَذَابُ وَمَنْ يُهِنِ اللَّهُ فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ مُكْرِمٍ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَفْعَلُ مَا يَشَاءُ. So subhanAllah, if we look to this ayat and we think and subhanAllah, we meditate on this ayat, we can understand that we're not the only creation that believe in Allah Azza wa Jal and that adore Allah Azza wa Jal and subhanAllah, and ask Allah Azza wa Jal and do tasbih and tahleel and sujood and ruku'. All the creation of Allah Azza wa Jal, ta'budullah Azza wa Jal, all the creation, everything behind or in this world we can see or we cannot see Allah Azza wa Jal, they know Allah Azza wa Jal and they do tasbih of Allah Azza wa Jal. So we're not the only creation that we believe in Allah Azza wa Jal and we ask Allah Azza wa Jal and we do ruku' and we do sujood. Allah Azza wa Jal also has said, I'm going to just read the translation, do you not see that to Allah prostrate, however in the heaven and however on the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, the mountains, the trees, the animals, and many among mankind, but many others deserve punishment, and whomever Allah humiliate, none can honor him. Indeed, Allah does what He wills. Allah Azza wa Jal has said in the Quran also in another verse, أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا إِلَى مَا خَلَقَ اللَّهُ مِنْ شَيْءٍ يَتَفَيَّأُ ظِلَالُهُ بَيْنَ الشَّمَاءِ عَنِ الْيَمِينِ وَالشَّمَائِلِ سُجَّدًا لِلَّهِ وَهُمْ دَاخِرُونَ. Subhanallah. So if you can see outside, we see the trees, subhanallah, with how they move, subhanallah. For an average person that not Muslim, they know Allah Azza wa Jal, that doesn't know Allah Azza wa Jal, is just gonna see a tree like moving with wings. That's it. But as a Muslim, subhanallah, even when we take a road, for example, and we see a sign that rock maybe it's gonna just go out from their place and come to the road. For a Muslim, subhanAllah, this is an ayah, this is a sign, subhanAllah, from Allah Azza wa Jal, that this mountain, subhanAllah, this rocks, subhanAllah, and Nabi Allah Azza wa Jal has talked about this in Surah Al-Baqarah. ومنها ما يتفجر منه الأنهار وإن من الحجارة لما يتفجر منه الأنهار وإن منها لما يهبط من خشية الله. Subhanallah. This is like everywhere there is signs of Allah Azza wa Jal that Allah Azza wa Jal creates for us to just to think about this, to put like a connection with this creation in the Creator, and to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah has said in the Quran, have they not considered anything Allah has created, how their shadows incline to the right and to the left, prostrating to Allah Azza wa Jal, while they are humbled. Subhanallah. So al-mu'min, he doesn't feel alone, even if he's in a country there is no Muslim, there is nothing about Islam, he's not alone. He doesn't feel alone. He feels Allah Azza wa Jal with him. He feels all the creation. He's walking in the park. He understands. Allah Azza wa Jal, he said, وَلَكِنْ لَا تَفْقَهُونَ تَسْبِيحَهُمْ. But you cannot understand the way they doing tasbih. Everything in this dunya, these walls, everything, Allah Azza wa Jal, everything, there is a life and everything. And the mu'min, he took advantage of this with like staying in the remembrance of Allah Azza wa Jal, always staying in the remembrance of Allah Azza wa Jal, and Allah Azza wa Jal, He's with me all time. In the creation of Allah Azza wa Jal, if I do tasbih here, this was in the day of judgment, they gonna witness that this man, he did like tasbih, he did ruku', he did da'wah to Allah Azza wa Jal, he did all. And if we do the bad things also, they're gonna witness. Na'udhu billahi min dhalik. Allah Azza wa Jal has said also in the Quran, أَلَمْ نَجْعَلْ لَكُمُ الْأَرْضَ مِهَادًا أَلَمْ نَجْعَلِ الْأَرْضَ مِهَادًا وَالْجِبَالَ أَوْتَادًا وَخَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا وَجَعَلْنَا نَوْمَكُمْ سُبَاتًا وَجَعَلْنَا اللَّيْلَ لِبَاسًا وَجَعَلْنَا النَّهَارَ مَعَاشًا وَبَنَيْنَا فَوْقَكُمْ سَبْعًا شِدَادًا وَجَعَلْنَا سِرَاجًا وَهَاجًا وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ الْمُعْصَرَاتِ مَاءً ثَجَّاجًا. SubhanAllah, all there is a lot of Allah Azza wa Jalla. He talk about this in the Quran. We make for you, we brought for you, we bring out for you everything for this human. But Allah Azza wa Jalla has created us for Him. Allah Azza wa Jalla has said in the Quran, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah Azza wa Jalla has said in Surah Al-Mulk, تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. So this is these questions. SubhanAllah, I was at my work. I was working, and in the break there is a man, an old man. SubhanAllah, he has a lot of questions. He doesn't believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. And we start the conversation, and he starts asking if Allah exists. He told me, you believe that Allah exists? I told him yes. He told me that you believe that Allah Azza wa Jalla is the most powerful. I told him yes. He's the most merciful. I told him yes. And he told me why all these bad things happening in this life. Why these things happening in Gaza. Why this, he brought like a calamity that subhanallah happened in Mecca, and like dozens of people get subhanallah, they died, subhanallah. And he told me why all this, if Allah Azza wa Jal, He's the most powerful, merciful. I told him, subhanallah, we have a break like for 10-15 minutes. I told him I cannot explain to you the purpose, maqasid, the purpose of this creation, of all these things happening in the world in 10 or 15 minutes. If you cannot take out of context something happening in this world and to blame Allah Azza wa Jal. لا يسأل عما يفعل. Allah Azza wa Jal, we cannot ask Allah Azza wa Jal about the things that He do. Maybe عقولنا قاصرة, maybe something that we cannot understand with our understanding cannot reach the reality of the things that Allah Azza wa Jal make in this creation. So we as Muslims, we don't have to be like afraid of questioning these things, of subhanallah, talking about with our our kids about these questions, subhanallah. Back home in Morocco, subhanallah, when I used to talk about this, why we're here, my big brother, he just smacked me, subhanallah, and I felt like I'm doing like a big sin, subhanallah. Who's Allah Azza wa Jal? Why we're here? It's subhanallah. But this is subhanallah, we can't talk about this because we have all the response in the Quran. Why we're afraid? If we read the Quran, if we talk about Allah Azza wa Jal ala basira, we need to talk about Allah ala basira. We cannot criticize something if we don't know it. If, for example, I don't know somebody, I cannot tell about him something bad or good. So I need to think, to understand this thing, to criticize it. So questioning is not a bad thing. Allah Azza wa Jal, He pushed us to question. He encouraged us to question all His creation. Allah Azza wa Jal has said in the Quran, إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ لَآيَاتٍ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. Indeed, in the creation of the heaven and the earth and the alternation of the night and the day are signs for those who understanding. Subhanallah. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. And Allah Azza wa Jal, the difference between us and the animal, in all the creation that Allah Azza wa Jal has created, and the angels, that as humans, Allah Azza wa Jal has given us the brain to think, and the choices. We can choose. We can understand. So if a person didn't ask these questions to understand, with the intention to understand, not to criticize Allah Azza wa Jal, he subhanallah, he doesn't use his brain as Allah Azza wa Jal wants from him. Because Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, it's our signs for those who understand this, subhanallah, who understand, who think, ulil albab, ulil uqul, those who use their minds in the good way, in a good way, in the good thing, in the right thing, in the right place. And Allah Azza wa Jal has said also in the Quran, الله الذي خلق سبع سماوات ومن الأرض مثلهن يتنزل الأمر بينهن لتعلموا أن الله على كل شيء قدير وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء علما. Subhanallah. Allah is He who creates seven heaven and of the earth the like thereof. His command descend among them, so that you may know that Allah has the power over all things, and that Allah encompasses all things in knowledge. Subhanallah. So why we have a brain if we don't think about this? If our brain doesn't make us closer to Allah Azza wa Jal, it's a useful thing that Allah Azza wa Jal give us. Hasha walillah. This is the brain. It's like the horse for the hearts, and for the hearts to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. If we see, subhanallah, the signs that Allah Azza wa Jal create in us, وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَفَلَا تُفَكِّرُونَ, في أنفسكم, in ourselves, subhanallah. How myself, subhanallah, how I'm getting happy, how I'm getting sad, how I'm getting in the same thing, in the same moment I heard a good word, I'm happy. In the same moment I heard a bad thing, I'm unhappy. This is things that we need to talk about this. We need to understand this. We need to have the tools. Allah Azza wa Jal give us the tools. We just need to find the right person in the right, subhanallah, place to talk about this and to understand this. And there is a big alim that his name is Ibn Ashur, Tahir ibn Ashur. He talk about the maqasid of Sharia. He's a big acknowledgement, subhanallah. You can, inshallah, I encourage you, because we don't have time, to go and to read his books and read his ideas, subhanallah. And I encourage you guys to go back to the Quran, directly to the Quran. There is nothing that can make us closer and can give us the understanding of this dunya, in this life, and how we should live and how we shouldn't live, how we should think, how we shouldn't think, except of the Quran. Because we cannot, subhanallah, Allah Azza wa Jalla, with His justice, He create us, and He sent us prophets, He sent us books, like manuals, like when you have troubles, like alarm, it's something not good, it's something coming, something bad is coming. You need to wake up. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He gave us systems, subhanAllah. We need to understand this. Allah communicate with us. with this subhanallah actions that we see, like for example salatul istikhara, when we do salat istikhara, how we know subhanallah that Allah Azza wa Jalla want this for me, or he didn't want this for me. The answer that subhanallah, there is a communication between Allah and us subhanallah, but for those who use their brain and Allah in their heart to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal in a perfect way. And there is inshallah some brothers, they came from Saint Constant. They collect some money for their mosque. Inshallah, we request you to donate inshallah. For more details, the brother in the back. Jazakumullahu khairan. Barakallahu fikum. Subhanakallahu wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.